Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. If you're a leader who just pushed a massive, shiny new AI platform across the finish line at work, well, you might be pulling your hair out right now. You fought for the budget, you did the huge launch, but those usage metrics, completely flat, right? So what is actually going on here? Well, today we are going to unpack the quiet, totally invisible pushback that's probably happening right under your nose. There's a fantastic quote that perfectly hits the nail on the head when it comes to this invisible threat. It goes, "Nobody announces they're going to sabotage the new AI tool. They just quietly stop using it, and that's far more dangerous than open opposition." I mean, think about it. You aren't seeing your team staging protests by the water cooler, right? You aren't getting all caps emails demanding you uninstall the software. Instead, you're just facing a ghost town. And that silence, it's infinitely more dangerous because it totally lulls you into a false sense of security while your expensive investment just stalls out. So, let's talk about this silent AI sabotage and the real reason your ROI is flat. We absolutely have to reframe how we view employee resistance, starting with what this sabotage actually looks like on a random Tuesday in your office. You see, there's a massive difference between open resistance and silent non-adoption. Honestly, open resistance is kind of your friend, even if it gives you a headache in the moment. When people complain loudly, it's out in the open. You can actually manage it. You can hold a meeting, hash it out, and fix things. But silent non-adoption, that happens completely in the shadows. Your team nods during the training sessions, they smile during the launch, and then they literally just go back to their desks and do things the exact same way they've done them for the last 5 years. You don't even realize it's a problem until months later when the ROI report hits your desk and it's a giant zero. The tech didn't fail. The adoption did. Moving on to our second part, the 3 roots of resistance, or why they actually aren't using the tool. And look, I want to be crystal clear right up front here. None of these reasons are about laziness. It is so tempting for management to just think their workforce is being stubborn, but it is way, way deeper than that. What we're actually dealing with are 3 incredibly human, deeply wired fears. First, the fear of obsolescence. Second, the loss of mastery. And third, a major lack of trust in accuracy. These 3 things, these are the actual brick walls stopping your team from adopting the tech. So let's break these down to really understand what's going through your employees' minds when you drop a new automated tool on their laps. First up, the fear of obsolescence. Basically, this is the very real, very terrifying belief that this shiny new AI tool only exists to eventually take their job. I mean, put yourself in their shoes for a second. If you honestly believe a piece of software is there to take away your livelihood, why on earth would you help it get better? Every time they use it, every time they feed it their personal workflows, they feel like they are quite literally training their own mechanical replacement. It goes against every single human survival instinct to embrace something you think is designed to make you obsolete. Then we have the loss of mastery. And wow, this one is a total identity crisis happening in offices everywhere right now. Picture an employee who has spent, say, 10 years perfecting a really specific, difficult skill. Maybe it's complex data analysis or writing detailed reports. They've built serious expertise. They are the go-to person. And then you roll out an app that does that exact same thing in 3 seconds. To that person, that feels like an absolute erasure of their hard-earned competence. They aren't just losing a task off their to-do list, they feel like they are losing their entire professional identity and status on the team. And the third root is trust in accuracy. Look, we all know AI messes up sometimes. If an employee tries the tool and gets burned, even just once, by some weird AI error that they then have to spend hours fixing, well, the trust is instantly gone. They do the math and realize, hey, it's actually faster and safer to just do this myself from scratch. So they quietly revert to their old ways. And honestly, once they've lost that trust in the tool's accuracy, literally no corporate mandate or company-wide memo is going to change their mind. Okay, so how do we fix this? That brings us to part 3, the leadership response playbook. This is where we give you the direct, practical solutions for every single one of those fears. We're going to completely flip the dynamic here. Let's tackle that fear of obsolescence first. Please, whatever you do, avoid vague corporate reassurance. Platitudes like, hey, AI is our friend, or nobody's losing their job, don't worry. It just sounds like spin, right? It doesn't work. Instead, you need extreme specificity. You have to point directly at the exact annoying tasks the tool is going to eat up. Tell them straight up, look, this software is here to handle all that soul-crushing data entry, so you have the time to actually focus on high-level strategy. You have to pivot the focus off replacing them and entirely onto replacing the worst parts of their day. Specificity builds trust, vague fluff just destroys it. Now, what about that loss of mastery? If someone feels like their hard-earned expertise is suddenly worthless, you have to reframe the skill completely. The rockstar employee who used to write every single report from scratch, well, they aren't the writer anymore. Now they are the judge. You're basically promoting them to this crucial new role where they evaluate, edit, and verify if the AI's output is actually up to standard. You have to frame it as a promotion in responsibility, absolutely not a demotion in identity. They are still the expert, it's just being used at a much higher level now. And finally, to rebuild that trust and accuracy, ditch the hype. Abandon any claims that the AI is flawless, because promising perfection is a one-way ticket to complete distrust the very second it makes a mistake. Instead, just be super transparent. Be brutally honest about the tool's limitations from day one. And here's the real trick. Build a highly visible verification step early into your workflow. Make sure your team actually sees the tool being double-checked and corrected, rather than just demanding they blindly trust a robot. When they see that checking the AI's work is quite literally part of the job, they finally feel safe relying on it. Which brings us nicely to our fourth and final section. This is not a training problem. This is a massive paradigm shift for how leaders actually need to handle these rollouts moving forward. Check out this quote, because if you only remember one thing from this explainer, make it this. The biggest mistake leaders make is treating resistance as a training problem, solvable with a better tutorial. I mean, it is so perfectly said. When adoption is low, the knee-jerk reaction from management is almost always, oh, let's schedule another workshop, or let me send out another screen recording. But listen to me, assigning yet another software tutorial is absolutely not going to fix your flat ROI. Why? Because they already know which buttons to click. The reality is, your people aren't struggling with the user interface. They are struggling with what that interface means for their career. At its core, this is an emotional problem. It's an identity problem, and you simply cannot solve an emotional crisis with an instruction manual. The only actual solution here is clear, incredibly empathetic, and honest communication from a leader that the team truly trusts. You have to talk to the human anxieties we just walked through today, not just the technical specs of the new software. And that leaves us with a pretty massive, provocative question to wrap up this explainer. We all know the future of work requires a ton of change, but how do you actually pull off this massive reskilling effort without instantly triggering those exact same fears of obsolescence we just talked about? How do you push your company into the future while making sure your people's confidence comes along for the ride? Honestly, it is the ultimate leadership challenge of the AI era, and it's exactly what you need to be thinking about next.